played in except for CVS2.
Are you a fan of CVS too?
I'm an old school head, yeah.
Okay, let's see how this will play out. Who do you favor in this matchup?
I'm going to go with Dr. African. I like seeing new characters. Bison, good old legacy character coming back in. Same thing with out here with Steven. You know, but Steven's been playing this character since, I think, launch, right? Almost launch.
I believe so. He did have that stint with Aki, however, right?
I did not see that during that time. I'm just going to go with the Hitbox crew. You know, local team Vegas here. Just running it out. Definitely respecting each other way too much here. Ooh, big counter hit, free damage, free corner.
I was about
No
to say, I
push.
didn't know that this game is so slow and patient like this. However, like,
Most Street Fighter games are supposed to be like this. This is Grant's 3 out of 5. Damn. So who's in losers then? If this is Grand Finals?
this?
Yeah.
Are you asking me who's in losers for Tekken or who's in losers
No,
for
no.
Street
Who's in
Fighter?
losers for Street Fighter? If this is Grand Finals, one person has to be in losers.
Oh, my apologies. Miss Chels, who's the loser of this bracket?
Yeah, if this is Grand Finals, who's on the loser side? That's what I just want to know.
Oh, no, no,
'cause,
no, understandable. My
well,
deepest
there.
apologies. We are getting that pulled up immediately.
Dr.
Dr.
African.
African is on
Cool.
loser's side.
So
and
Dr.
losing
African
in
would have to
Bison
win 3 in a row here to reset the
reset
bracket.
it. And then he'll have to win 3 again. 6 is a big number to get in fighting games.
It's a lot.
It is. Have you ever had to perform the 3 losers bracket win?
No. I've never done that in my life, so.
Same. I would like to try it though. I really would like to get to
Standing,
that point that I can do it. A lot, that's not talked about a lot either in fighting games. Is the stamina. You know, like like what's the furthest you've ever gotten in bracket before you kind of like lost your brain power?
Me personally,
Yeah.
I've been in a few like winners finals, grand finals, and that's it. But after that, I've been depleted. But now I just kind of just play to be a gatekeeper.
Understandable.
Big damage, big level 3 critical art here. Should be less than 20% because of how comp does it. No, well, never mind. Take that back.
At the
40%.
wall too. This is going in his favor, huh?
No respect here. Praise the sun. Sumo throw.
Okay.
Prototype Steven Lalak is here up 1 game against Dr. African here in grand finals.
Immediately back into
Going
the
straight
frame,
into
too.
it.
Interesting. I like that for you guys.
Yeah, they're trying to keep up the momentum, just trying to go on. No need to
Yes.
think about anything.
Because in
Just
Tekken,
go in.
you know, you want to have that brief moment of clarity.
Of course, and other fighting games out there, anime games, 3D games such as
What
Tekken.
anime games would you say that's like?
In that type of aspect, I would say like Melty Blood's kind of there, even like Type Lumina and whatnot. Gear, of course. You want to slow it down, but here it's all about momentum. You gotta have that meter for that drive rush. You get eight drive meter to work with,
Okay.
which is wild.
And what would you say that is comparable to Melty Blood in?
Melty Blood kind of has like the grid system, but the grid system is more just like for defensive mechanics out there. But you still have like block string, air dashes, the normal anime games. So.
Ooh, Dr. African finding a victory right here to carry on
Yep.
to this next round.
Less than the second round he's won so far in the last 4 rounds. So.
Right. It is seeming like it is a very, very good match right now.
Trying to go slow, play it safe. Using some of the light headbutts here.
So is playing it slow and going safe like that, is that the fault, not the fault, my apologies, would that be the behavior of the characters or is that the game in general?
No, it wouldn't be the characters, more of a player choice. Just using the resources that they have.
So both players have this more patient, methodical thought process, you would say.
Of course. Well, you never know if you're on the defending side, if it's a light or a medium headbutt. So you got to kind of go from there and just test out what it was. Steven's going to get this round
Yeah,
here.
he's finding
Boom.
something here. Very, very nice.
1-1 on the board in the second match here in grand
Right,
finals.
Dr. African really needs to pick this one up. Reminder, he is in loser's side, so he will have to get 6, and Steven only needs 3 on this first time. Nice spacing from both players right now. I'm not sure how whiff punishing works in this game, so I would not like to speak on something I don't know. Could you maybe like, do you whiff punish in this game as much as you would in Tekken?
Whiff punishing in this game is almost the same as Tekken, a little bit faster in per se, because like in Tekken you can have like -10, -11, -12, some absurd amount of double-digit frames. Here it's like at most like 3, 4, 5, 6, depending on what you have on the spacing. So you can still convert, like, if there's like a -3, and that's normally with normal jabs, you can convert with something from there with a hit confirm, but it's not big damage like how Tekken would have it.
Okay. There is some big damage in this game, though. Like, I would say that was quite the big damage.
There is. We're
from
going right
Dr.
into game
African.
3 right now. That's going to be 1-1 in Dr. African versus Prototype Steven Lanakis.
Now, pardon my ignorance, was Alex in Street Fighter V, because I think Prototype is Alex main, right?
Say again?
Alex. Prototype is an Alex main, right? Not.
Prototype back then in the Street Fighter V wasn't Alex main. He did take out a few big names on the stream stage at the last time we were at the Mandalay Bay in 2022. No, 2020. Yeah, it was either 22 or 23. I have videos of it if you guys want to ask. Just at me at Yon702 on Twitch and or Twitter, and I'll get you the clip for it. Yeah, he definitely took out some big names out there on stream.
Now, would you say he's finding the similar success in Street Fighter 6 with Honda, or do you think he needs his character, perhaps?
No, Steven's been a very great player. Even back like in 2000, I think maybe like 11 or 12 when he started coming out with Diego Mawarez here. He was a jury player back then during the Street Fighter 4 days. He's been doing well, especially when he transitioned into Street Fighter 5 with Alex after Season 1. He's been doing really, really good. And he's been a predominant player here in the Las Vegas scene. Some say would be, I wouldn't say the godfather, but more of a the moniker of Street Fighter here in Las Vegas. He's somewhat the OG
he's
crew
a contemporary artist, right? For Street Fighter, you would say.
He's more of an
perhaps.
arborist, yeah.
Yeah, he's contemporary, whereas like we have our more like modern.
We have some of the greats out here, you know, like Afro Cole's still out here for like Super Turbo, for like Third Strike. It's still a bit different. 4, there isn't like a set amount for Street Fighter 4. 5, he could probably be there, the top contender for Street Fighter 5. Tied being with DJ Al here. Street Fighter 6 is a brand new game. We don't know what's going on, so.
DJ AL, that is another prominent Vegas player who he's been playing for a while too, right? Was he a Street Fighter 5 baby or a Street Fighter 4 baby?
He was playing in the late Street Fighter 4 days. He's been a Zangief main, at least during maybe Super to AE 2012 back then. And then he was a predominant player in Street Fighter 5 and as well 6. Now he's kind of like going through the windmill because he doesn't really know who he wants to play, either Rashid, you know, Turbulent Wind, or Terry Bogard from SNK, because he is also a very good SNK player for like KOF 14 and 15 recently. He's been dabbling in KOF 13, going back to his roots in 98 and even 2002 UM. So.
Yes, and he also has been dabbling into Tekken.
Sure, yeah, his just Tekken prowess is kind of there. He doesn't feel love of the game, but he's going there right now. Right now, he's technically currently he lost to Yon702 in winners finals in Marvel 2.
Yon702,
so,
I've heard of him.
Yeah, I don't know who that guy is, but I just think he's a local here named Yon702 of all things.
Look out for that guy. Dr. African on another game, though. He's about to reset the bracket, possibly.
Yeah, currently just 2 rounds away to do the initial reset. And again, once we do the initial reset, they have the option to choose different sides they want to play at.
Now, how does that benefit you in Street Fighter?
It depends if you're like more of a first-person player or a second-person player. It just kind of depends on what you're, which one you want.
Hey, anyways, though, so we have Dr. African up 2 right now. And
Chelsea here, new on the stream on the mic, is learning how to actually become a stream runner.
no, for real,
I'm
though,
still
she has
currently
grown so
teaching
much
her
in
right now.
career.
She's grown so much. She's part of the Vegas VE Productions here. She's currently our camera op, turning into stage manager as well, stream op on the
Oh
side.
my gosh, stage manager? We might see her on the news one day. Holy sh!
Well, I'm still the stage manager. I'm training her into that role.
Yeah, good. You do good work
Ooh,
too.
right
You
now.
and Paul.
Right now, Steven's kind of like almost there, going out. He's got full meter for critical art here for Dr. African. Has enough drive meter, not burned out yet. That's safe. That's safe. Scissor cake, same thing. That's safe again. Safe again because it's -1 because this game is so dumb.
Ooh,
Because that's Street
someone
Fighter.
doesn't like Street Fighter shit.
I play Street Fighter. I played Street Fighter for so long. Scissors kick has never been anything more than -1 in every game he's played it.
Oh, so he's just that guy.
That's why it's free. You do light scissor kick. You get fucking you get frame trap and you do it again. Who cares? It's -1.
I
Don't
see.
score you.
Well, now
Missed the
I
command
know
grab.
for the
Big,
future, if you play
big
Bison,
anti-air.
just scissor kick then.
Gotta watch out for the scissor kicks, man. If you can't parry it, you're not gonna win anything because it's -1. So you're gonna eat those. You're gonna eat those frame traps all day. Steven coming in,
Oh,
big
no.
meter.
Oh, he burn out also, however.
He might have burned out, but he still has 3 meter. It doesn't matter because that's tied up
And he's gonna
2-2
get it.
here in the
Prototype
grand
has to
finals
end
bracket.
this right now, or should Dr. African reset this bracket?
Well, right now, we're in it right now. Chelsea, if you can go ahead and update the score. It's currently 2-2, deuce. Here, Prototype only has to win 2 more rounds to clutch it out in grand finals.
Ooh.
Yep,
How
big throw.
deadly is it to be at the wall in this game? Because in Tekken, you know, it's a little different.
In this game, the same way Street Fighter, because you have different options. You have neutral jumps, you have cross-ups, depending on what you want to go with, and how you want to go ahead and approach your opponent here. So it just kind of depends on what you want.
Okay. Ooh, Steven had that slight whiff. So, it's interesting to see. Okay, oh,
Ooh, going in. That's an overhead.
this game
Big
does look
2,
quite fun.
overhead again. Gets critical art. Kevin coming in for the assist.
Dang.
Getting clutched in. Oh. I lost a little bit of my sound here.
I just lost all my sound.
How about now? You good?
I lost all of it, yeah.
You got it?
I can hear. I can hear.
Good.
We are managing this stage. Now, there's something about, like, to me, this feels like
Yep.
a bit of a more tug-of-war. Because you can't step each other. Like, truly, it's you and the rope and pulling each other back and forth. It's quite interesting to watch.
That's the way of Street Fighter. You got to go back and forth. It's all about the struggle of power, just like politics, you know. Republicans and Democrats right now, you got, you got to stop. I'm about to get canceled for that.
You're a masochist, bro. When we are in this
Dr.
match.
African is not letting up right now.
Not at
He's taking
all.
out.
and he only
Big
has
throw.
1 hit left.
Big drive impact.
Oh, no, and he's dizzy.
Is this combo going to kill? Is that going to be a reset?
Steven looks quite hurt right now.
That's going to be a reset.
Oh, no.
Reset.
We are resetting. So, this is where the stamina comes into play when you play fighting games. They're staying on the same side.
All right, they're going with same sides here, so
Now,
no
do we
side
get
switching.
A character switch maybe? Okay, back to Honda.
They could. They have the options to. It's going to be a grand finals reset. They're both in losers finals.
All right. It is back to the same characters. Honda, Bison. What would you like to see Prototype do?
play a little bit more solid, a little bit more slower.
Okay, and what do you think that Dr. African could do?
Play solid. He's doing what he did. He already did the reset. That's a 3-2 matchup right now.
It must also be quite tilting when the reset happens.
It's the worst part. No one is taking their time to go ahead and take a break, to recess the situation. They're just going straight into it.
Right. We don't have time to shed tears. We are men. We had to fight.
Sure, it just depends. Again, you have the option to go ahead and take a 5, use the restroom, stuff like that. But if they're just going to go in, we're just going to go in.
Have you seen that movie Gladiator?
No, I have not.
Okay, well, do you think that the gladiators are taking breaks?
Yeah.
Or are they just fighting?
No, that's behind the scenes. The same way how we do stream production. It is behind the scenes. They have options for it.
So true, huh?
Damn, right. Opening of fucking scissors kicks right there. Ooh, big parry. Yeah, big headbutt.
Big parry.
Did not get the wall. Missed the cross up there. Bison's so sick in this game, though.
What makes him so sick? What makes him the illest?
He's got the rag. He's got walk speed. He didn't have any of this walk speed during Street Fighter 5 days. He's got his walk speed back from Street Fighter 4.
Oh my god.
He's moving so much faster than he used to be.
So he both has solid movement then and moves.
He's got walk speed. He's got normals. He's got light scissor kicks that puts you in -1. He's got jab scissor kick, which is one of the best punishes you'll ever have in this game. You know. And then at times, if he wants to, he can, I guess, drive impact. But like drive impact is so risky in this game, though.
What would you say then is a hindrance to Bison?
Hindrance in this game, his air-to-air is not as great. I've not seen it enough where his normal air strong would put him in a juggle state on the other opponent, and you get either free cycle crusher and or free scissors kick. But I've not seen that at all in the last 5 games I've witnessed. But his crouching strong is really good. Look at that. Drive impact, fucking high crushes.
Right, I saw that. That was a very heavy hit.
Ooh. Oh, that's not negative, I guess. Yeah, Devil's Reverse. You know, standing roundhouse. Ooh. Drive impact, parried.
Okay, Prototype really had to find that. It was getting quite dicey for him.
Sure it is. Right now it's currently 1-1 here in the Grand Finals reset.
I think that Dr. African is kind of suffocating him slightly. Oh, we have John 7 to exit and come to the stage. It is the one and only DGL, our resident Geek player. How are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. I was actually gonna ask Jan for another drink, but he's going to go to the bathroom, so I'm subbing in, tagging in.
It's a pleasure to have you.
This, huh?
It's a pleasure to have you.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, it's a little bit hard to hear. I'm trying to adjust these headphones right now. Okay, I think I got it. Cool.
So, just to catch up to speed and to catch anyone joining us on the stream right now, Dr. African has reset the bracket, and we're having quite the long matches right now.
Okay.
It's very defensive. It is Honda and Bison. So how do you feel about that?
Yeah, so this is a matchup that is going to be pretty slow. Both characters are charge characters, and both players are pretty good. Dr. African, you know, coming from the Texas scene. Prototype, longtime Vegas player. Both of them are experienced Street Fighter players, playing from SF4 to SF5. Very familiar with their characters. Prototype was a Honda main in 5, and Dr. African, when he found out that Bison was out, oh, you best believe he moved to that character immediately. So I'm actually pretty hyped to see who wins this one.
I am too, actually. I have been learning a lot about this game through Jan's mouth and just asking questions in general, you know. If you ever want to learn how to play a game, ask questions.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, you got the drive parry. Yep.
Anyone can be Daigo, but also to be Daigo, you need the timing, would you say?
I would say so, yes. Oh,
Like
these
that.
and these men have the drive parry down. All right, Dr. African going in now, grabs Prototype.
So grabs in Street Fighter, you know, in Tekken, we don't guess. We have to watch it and, you know, do proper hypothesizing.
Yeah.
How is it in Street Fighter?
In Street Fighter, it's To tech a grab, I would say it's almost like baseball. You have to expect the grab to come out, and you're almost making a guess each time that you go to tech a grab, because it could happen that the opposing player shimmies you, and if you whiff a grab, they are fully in position to go for the punish counter and go for big damage, corner carry, practically anything that they want. You know, lately, I've been thinking about Street Fighter as being more of like a baseball-akin kind of game, where decisions are more deliberately made instead of being option selected, especially in this game. The option selects do exist, but they are not as powerful as they were in previous games like SF4 or even in Street Fighter 5.
Do you think that makes for a higher quality game, or did you prefer it for the older styles?
You know, it seems like the majority of people really enjoy this game. I liked how 4 was put together, and I really liked 5. But those style of games were not for everybody. But this game seems like it really has captured its audience, and I mean, I don't disagree. This game is great. You know,
So, who don't you disagree with then? Who is saying the game is not great?
just people that like the previous games, like 4 or 5, you know, things like that, or the people that hold out for Third Strike, Street Fighter 2. You know, there's always going to be people like that say old game is better. But you know, it is a new game. The thing to understand about Street Fighter is that every game does reinvent itself. It's never the same game, iteration after iteration. That is what I think is really cool about Street Fighter. But I digress. And so we just had Dr. African go up a game. So he is now 2-0. Dr. African now putting the pressure on Prototype, putting him in the corner. He's got the... Okay. He's got all the advantage here, but Prototype trying to rally back.
You mentioned he's from Texas.
Yes, he used to be from the Texas scene. I'm not exactly sure where again. I'm forgetting right now, but he was from Texas.
Texas is a very big and diverse state, and their fighting game scene reflects that, I feel, because in Tekken, we have a lot of, I would say Texas is one of the more stronger scenes in North America, alongside New York. Would you say that might be similar for Street Fighter? Because when I was in New York, when I was playing at Next Level, thank you Next Level, they had posters of New York Street Fighter players, actually.
Oh yeah, no, I'm actually friends with a couple of the New York players, like from NLBC, iDrop. Not IDOM, although people do confuse them for IDOM. I'm friends with him. I'm friends with some other Tekken heads from New York. But they are, you know, New York, I think, is the strongest scene, because since they have so many strong players like
For fighting games in general.
Right. For fighting games in general, like Street Fighter, I can name Punk. I can name Shine. Like, there's so many, right? For Texas, they actually do have a pretty good scene. You know, Brian F comes to mind. There's like, these are scenes that have been around and are going to keep being around because their players are just so great, you know? And so it's a real pleasure to have Dr. African here in Vegas. Okay.
Indeed it is. I think people had a similar sentiment when Chris G came down here actually and ended up staying. You know, it was surprising for many people that we suddenly had a higher level FGC player, like in all games, like residing here.
I think we need to give Vegas a little bit of credit. We do have
Absolutely.
a lot of strong players
No, we do,
here.
especially, well, in Tekken, I already knew that due to Wayne Gamble, Chantel, Sam, and Jackie Tran, obviously, you know.
Absolutely.
And then also in, like, 7, too, we had up-and-coming players, like Kagameme was doing stuff. I was traveling. Gray Frog was doing things, too. Josh the Myth was beating up Arson Ash, actually.
Yeah, he showed up a couple times. Then we have, not Nee, but we had some other players. JDCR, he stopped by a couple times.
Well, no, I wouldn't count that. Those are people who were just residing through. They're just coming through as opposed to
Oh, you mean like residents?
Exactly.
Yes. You know, for Street Fighter, there was a time where we did have Justin Wong here. We had Flash here as well.
Oh, shout out to Flash. That is a very nice person.
Yeah. Oh, man. We don't forget, in Marvel, we also have a pretty strong Marvel scene here.
Yes.
Of course, we have Ryan LB, Evo champion in Marvel 3.
Hitbox even being invented due to Marvel's influence also.
Correct, yeah. Like, I don't think Vegas doesn't give itself enough credit. We are
I agree.
we're pretty good.
I agree. Vegas really does sleep on itself, but it's also hard because next door we have SoCal, and I would say the SoCal Tekken scene, you know, like they give us a harder time. Like when we go there, we are fighting for our lives.
We are, yes. And I mean, shout outs to the SoCal scene.
Yes, oh
all
my
of them are
gosh.
so talented.
Thank you to Suma. Thank you to
Oh, this is
Suma,
gonna be
dude,
game.
Like, oh,
Dr. African with the link gets the one light into drive, into special cancel into level 3.
so
Patient.
what do you think Prototype could have done? What was you wanting to see from Prototype in this?
That was a little bit tough since it could have been anyone's game there. It really didn't come down to what else could he have done. It felt more macro in that if he would have relinquished his time a little bit more of not extending his pressure, I think he would have been able to catch Dr. African whiffing a button to finish off the match. He had Dr. African at one hit away. But it's just a matter of when you have that position, just closing out the game. And, you know, I don't think it's fair to say that there is like a checkmate scenario in that spot. Because with the resources Dr. African had, it could have gone any way. You know, fighting games are not a zero-sum game. You have to make decisions that will be countered.
Yes.
And you just have to accept that.
Yes.
I think
Absolutely.
Prototype played it as well as he can. I think in this scenario, he's playing it as well as he can. He just needs to be able to close it out for this one round. There you go. Gets the punish counter.
So what do you think is hindering him then from closing it out?
Dr. African's footsies. Dr. African just has tremendously great footsies. He knows when to press buttons. He is so confident when he presses buttons. He does not hold back. He will hold back when he knows that you're going to try to press buttons.
Oh, this is interesting right now.
Throw loops. Hey.
So
Street Fighter
what?
6.
How was this induced?
I'm sorry?
How was this induced, the throw loops? You know, because in Tekken, when you get throw loops, that is your fault alone.
Right.
So is that also like in Street Fighter?
Yes. Going back to the baseball analogy, throw loops is you being put into a situation where you have to answer for yourself. You can either decide that your opponent is going to keep throwing you, or you could jump out, you could try to block, you could try to do a wake-up drive guard, drive reversal is what it's called. There is a lot of decisions you can make in those moments, but none of them will be correct 100% of the time. I think if we compare, right, like for Street Fighter V, a lot of people felt like that game was pretty zero-sum. The answers that you could do for a situation would apply for almost all of them. Street Fighter 6 is more like Tekken in that one decision will not work every time. And I think that's what people enjoy about Tekken, and I believe that's what people really love about Street Fighter 6.
I can agree on that. In Tekken, I really do love that there is room to be creative. There is room for artistry, you know. It's reflected in characters like Xiao Yu and Lily, where people who have been playing them for like 10 plus years, you know, they can do things that a new player could never dream of doing because they just know it so well. And I'd imagine, you know, it's like there's always that 45-year-old Ryu around the corner who's going to